The controversy over a mosque just 2 blocks away from the site of the 9/11 bombings has really been watched quite closely from overseas. And the question in the minds of Muslims following this story is, are Muslims in the United States free to practice their religion or not? Are they persecuted or despised or not? I'm confident, actually, that this mosque will be built. I'm not so confident that even when it is built, the fact that it is there will be much noticed, but I am quite confident that if it is blocked, the fact of its being blocked will be greatly noticed and will lend credibility to to a claim that the United States has been at pains to refute, namely the claim that the United States is at war with Islam. I'm confident in the long run that the support for freedom of religion in the United States is too strong to be overcome by any passing controversy. President Obama has kept himself perhaps too far above the fray. He impressed everyone with his eloquence at the peak moments of his campaign for election to the presidency. He impressed those of us who had read his work with a quiet, calm kind of sophistication, intelligence, and common sense in an agreeable blend. So it was anticipated that once he was in control of the so-called bully pulpit of the presidency, he would use it with a vengeance, that he would be giving speeches all the time. But he hasn't done that. He's given a grand total of 2 Oval Office addresses in 2 years. And his style of speech, the stance he has taken, has tended to be much more middle of the road, with perhaps the one exception of his healthcare campaign. It doesn't appear that he can overcome it by simply calling for bipartisan cooperation, which is about all that he has done. The blame for the lack of bipartisan cooperation, I believe, must lie far more on the Republican than on the Democratic side. Custom has created the ability for a minority of 40 senators of the 100 to block any bill, prevent it from coming to a vote by simply making debate about it eternal. But this practice of the so-called filibuster was rare. It was saved for the most exceptional circumstances. With the Republican Congress that Obama has faced, this has become routine. And one begins to wonder, is it the man? Are they antipathetic to him in principle, or are they simply this implacably determined that no Democratic president must be allowed to amass a record of successful legislation?